Leo, welcome. It is Sachi, and we are here to do some guided healing where we will take a look at what wounds you are currently working on, what is keeping you stuck in your healing process, how to get you unstuck, and then some general advice on how to heal this wound. Please do remember that the top 2 videos with the most likes get a bonus reading, and whoever comes in first also gets the extended for free. But I would like to let you know that I'm currently offering a 30-day free trial on my website if you would like to become an Eagle member, which gives you access to the extended reading and all of the extended readings, not just this month, but all the months, as well as access to my musings page, which is articles on up-to-date astrological transits and some other things as well. So if you're interested in checking out what sort of value is there, now would be the time to try it out for free. I would also like to let you know that my books are open again, finally, after being closed for almost a half a year. So if you are interested in working with me, whether it's tarot and Pokemon card readings, astrological chart hacking, or any sort of astrology questions you may have, or one-on-one spiritual mentorship, I am open for all my services at this time, and there will be some more to come. So keep a lookout for that as well. All right, let's get started, Leo. This is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had the World, the Six of Cups, Five of Wands in reverse, the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Hierophant. So with the World here, obviously something has come to a close. You have finally finished a cycle, and I like felt this sort of sigh of relief of like, finally, right? Finally, things have been concluded in some sort of way. With the Six of Cups, this has to do with emotional fulfillment, perhaps emotional fulfillment through lineage. So maybe what other people in your family were expecting you to do, or some sort of familial related thing, but it also feels like it has to do with sort of pleasing the inner child here. With the Five of Wands in reverse, it seems like you are no longer fighting, you're no longer interested in conflict and chaos in regards to this situation. With the Hanged Man in reverse, it's this energy of like, it's not necessarily at a dead end, but with the Hierophant, it's like the situation is catering to your will. It really feels like you are the Hierophant. You're the one calling the shots. You're the one who's saying, things are being done by the book. If not, you get the whip sort of thing. It's like the masculine and feminine energy are both bowing to you as they're coming into union with your power. Again, it feels like you're very much in a position of authority here. And with the Hanged Man in reverse, like the Hanged Man in this deck shows someone who is bound there. They're like stuck forever, right? The Hanged Man represents, you know, no paths lead from it, right? There's no way that soul is getting out of there, right? Not only are they, you know, cemented or metaled in here, right, with these straps, there's also runes everywhere that are keeping it entrapped in this tree forever. But that's not the case for you. So I feel like it's kind of like things are unbound. You are unbound. You may have done some sort of unbinding with your own energy. And again, now things are catering to your will. We have Drifloon using Ram in reverse. We have Clink, Call for Backup in reverse, and Larion using Lunge Out. So with Drifloon using Ram in reverse, I feel like part of the aspect was not like, again, it feels like you were unable to take action in some sort of way. It feels like maybe someone tried to bind you, maybe with spell work, or control your actions in some sort of way. But again, now you're large and in charge. And with Ram in reverse, again, it feels like you weren't able to take that action. Ram being like Aries type energy of, you know, doing the thing. Drifloon is also a Pokemon that steals children, as dark as that sounds. It's like if a child is left unattended for too long, Drifloon goes next to a child and, you know, pretends to be a balloon. And if the child grabs on, it steals children. So again, I feel like there is some sort of aspect of like the inner child being stolen, perhaps by someone in the family, of impositions of what you were supposed to do with your life or whatever it may be. And again, that energy is dissipating. With Call for Backup in reverse, it seems like you got a handle on this. You don't need to call for backup about this situation. With Clank, it looks like maybe you do have some sort of maybe partner that you're working with, but just in general, it feels like all the gears, all the pieces there are necessary for you for this to be, you know, accomplished, basically. Again, I don't feel like you need anything else. Things are already catering to your will, and you don't necessarily need backup in any sort of way. We have Larion using Lunge Out. So I do feel like someone might try to lash out in some sort of way. These are both steel types, and I feel like it can be someone maybe trying to steal your energy, but steel type has to do with, you know, protecting your aura and making sure that you have spiritual boundaries and all kind of boundaries, but particularly spiritual boundaries is what I'm hearing here. And it feels like someone is going to try to lunge out at you, which is why it's important to have these sort of spiritual boundaries. And again, you don't necessarily have to call them back up anyway. You got it. You got it. So really good energy that I'm feeling here to start out with, Leo. So that's always good to see. I definitely feel a very sort of happy disposition, like a good, like, again, it feels like this energy of, I just got goosebumps too, like accomplishment, like finally is what I'm feeling, like finally this is done. It's that World card, I feel like is kind of the theme card here, which is just like completing this really big major cycle, so much so that your world has changed. It's like you've learned the lesson so much that it's been integrated into your reality to the point that your reality has shifted. All right, let's see what's the wounds here, Leo. And I'm already feeling it's less about wound healing right now, but we'll just see anyway. Yeah, Three of Cups, Knight of Swords in reverse. So Three of Cups is celebration. This is, you know, three people who are basically throwing themselves into something. So I feel like you're more in a celebratory energy rather than in super healing mode. But there can be something about group dynamics that you are healing right now, perhaps the emotional involvement. I always take the Three of Cups as a possible, you know, again, it seemed like you were already in a partnership. Perhaps this could be friendships, family relationships, perhaps a polyamorous relationship, or whatever it may be. But it definitely has to do with emotional exchange between three or more people. And then we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So part of this can be perhaps withholding information or issues with communication of how to sort of express oneself without feeling combative in a way. Let's see what's the light energy here. We have Meowth using tail whap. So, you know, tail whap is, tails I always take as, you know, tales that we tell ourselves from the past, old stories. So it seems like old stories from the past are sort of poof, whapping you in the present. And Meowth is a money cat, so some of this could have to do with sort of financial stuff or whatever it may be. And look at Meowth. He has two, you know, things that he's cuddling with in his bed. And these are actually called substitutes. And substitute, it's not a Pokemon, but certain Pokemon can learn the move substitute, where basically the substitute appears and takes a hit for, like takes the damage of a Pokemon that's attacking. So for example, if Meowth used substitute, this little sort of plushy thing would appear. It would take the hit of the thing, right, of the attack of the Pokemon that's attacking it, instead of Meowth taking that hit. So I feel like, and then of course, right, it only lasts a certain amount of time. It can only take so much damage. So I do feel like there was a certain type of substitute here, something that was sort of a stand-in is what I'm hearing for this emotional exchange that you actually do want. It says, when visiting a junkyard, you may catch sight of it having intense fights with Murkrow over shiny objects. So Murkrow is a dark type crow Pokemon. So it feels like maybe there was some sort of conflict over money, over finances, over shiny objects, right? So it could be over objects, but it could also be over finances or something like that. All right, let's see what's the shadow. And again, there's this aspect of how to be able to communicate about this energy with the Knight of Swords in reverse. With Gliscor using Guillotine, whew, it looks like things really got heated. Guillotine is sort of an off with their head type energy. And Gliscor is the Fang Scorpion Pokemon. And so Scorpionic energy can, of course, be vampiric. Obviously, it's the Fanged Scorpion. It's very bat spirit. It's like a mix between bat and scorpion. And so there is a lot of sort of shadow energy associated with this Pokemon. But it also, you know, scorpionic energy or scorpion energy of the scorpionic, right, of Scorpio, There's 7 emanations of Scorpio, and Scorpion is the second one, which is very kind of low vibrational Scorpio energy. And that can be self-sabotage. It can be that Scorpio sting, right, of sort of poisoning someone's emotional body or allowing someone to poison our emotional body. And this sort of very defensive type energy, right, of fighting and conflict and things like that. And this is a fighting Pokemon. So this aspect of sort of fighting over shiny objects, again, we sort of get this fighting energy here as well. It says, its flight is soundless. It uses its lengthy tail to carry off its prey. Then its elongated fangs do the rest. So this is kind of moving in silence, right? It's talking about its flight is soundless. And again, with the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's like not revealing certain information, not communicating something specific. And it's talking about carrying off its prey, and then its elongated fangs do the rest. So again, I do feel like there is some sort of shadow aspect here of, you know, kind of a vampiric energy, kind of like an energy sucker here. But honestly, what I'm feeling here is kind of like this, with the guillotine, it's like you want to sort of cut it off at the head, the issue here. Very like revolutionary is what I'm hearing. And the, it kind of feels like, this is a weird thing to say, but it kind of feels like you have a minion doing your bidding in a way. And it's like they're taking care of the situation. It's kind of like you as the Hierophant of like, okay, I'm doing this and boom, this is being done and you're under my domain, and it's like someone is doing something for you or some sort of energy is. So very interesting energy there. All right, let's see here. What's keeping you stuck? Coming out stuck is the Ten of Wands. So with the Ten of Wands coming out stuck, there can be so much on your plate that maybe you don't necessarily see where you're going. I even just like blanked out for a second in my channeling. So what I'm getting is that there could be sort of an overwhelm in some sort of area. Ten of Wands is like there's so much going on and so much that you're trying to do and carry that things are sort of falling to the wayside, falling through the cracks. And again, it's like you can't really see clearly where you're going because you're trying to do too much. So, you know, wands represent what we're doing with our firepower, our kundalini. So for example, if one wand is painting a picture, maybe one wand is cleaning the bathroom, one wand is using your energy to cook a meal, one wand is using it to do this, right? These are all wands of things that you want to do. But when you're carrying too many of them, again, things are falling to the wayside and it's like kind of this overwhelm. All right, let's see what's the light energy here. Okay, they wanted to come out quickly. Coming out stuck. And again, it's like you're stuck in that energy of feeling overwhelmed, of feeling like there's so much to do. And what do you know? Fire, 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 fire here. So yeah, wands, fire, pretty much the same thing. We have Pyroar and Torracat. So cat, cat, cat. So a lot of feline energy. Obviously, Pyroar is a Leo lion Pokemon. And, you know, obviously cat spirit is here as well. So I definitely feel like you're in your essence. Again, I feel like you are very powerful and accomplished right now. But anyway, let's see. It says Combustion and Ripclaw and Firefang. So this is the royal Pokemon. And so part of this is, you know, understanding that you are royalty, Leo. That's part of what Leo represents is royalty. And sort of, right, that comes sort of with its own burdens of all these responsibilities and things that you're supposed to do, especially if you have placements in Magha, Leo, which you should check. And combustion is, right, when things sort of combust, right, they catch on fire. So part of this is that there's so much going on that there may be so much fire around you that it's hard to sort of direct it, right, or do anything. It's just sort of energy, but you need to sort of channel that energy. And with Ripclaw and Firefang, which it's like you know, Pyroar is using Ripclaw, but Torracat looks as though he's the one with the ripping claw. So it kind of feels like, again, the seams are ripping. Things are falling through the cracks, ripping at the seams because there's just so much going on. It says the temperature of its breath is over 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, but Pyroar doesn't use that on its prey. This Pokemon prefers to eat raw meat. So it's talking about its breath. being 10,000 degrees. So I would really be paying attention to any sort of numeric energy that's around. But 10,000 is 10000, right? And so that's 1 which is like a masculine, and then 4 zeros, which is a void. So it feels like there's more void energy than actually taking the action. And again, it's like how I'm feeling what's keeping you stuck is something was going on before that was keeping you bound in some sort of way. And therefore, all of these things started stacking up. So for example, maybe, and you know, not that this happened, but maybe, you know, you had to spend, you know, a couple months in bed recovering from something. And so like all those tasks started, you know, going up, and now you can finally get up and move around again. But oh my gosh, now this to-do list is forever long. So again, there's a lot of void things, but the truth is you can only do one thing, right? There's only one. You can only do one thing, and it's like still very, very overwhelming. It is talking about preferring to eat raw meat. So it is possible that some things that you are consuming, possibly the quality of your meat or the type of meat that you are eating is kind of slowing you down. Sometimes animal products can sort of lower our vibration. I'm not suggesting that you need to be vegan or anything like that. Obviously you can if you want to, but I feel like it's more of the quality of the things that you have been consuming that really matter here. And then we have Fire Fang, and with Fire Fang and even this ability to speak at 10,000 or to roar, or you know, the fire from its mouth is 10,000 degrees, that you know, it's talking about this aspect of, you know, a very strong throat chakra and how much fire can really come out of your mouth. So I feel like a lot of it has to do with things that you need to talk about, things that, you know, just sort of need to get out of you. It says it can act spoiled if it grows close to its trainer. A powerful Pokemon, its sharp claws can leave its trainer's whole body covered in scratches. And this is the Fire Cat, which is literally Leo energy. So again, I feel like what's keeping you stuck is kind of this, is kind of like your natural nature. But again, it's just there's so many things here on this list of stuff that you want to do with your magic, right? Right? Wands are for magic, with your firepower, with your Kundalini. And this is talking about, you know, it being royal, and this is talking about it being spoiled. So there can be this aspect of, you know, it's like royalty of the past, right? They really didn't have to do anything because they were spoiled, right? People did things for them, so they didn't have all these things on their plate. But now you sort of have all these things on your plate for yourself. Let's see, what's the shadow here? I'm also getting, with the cat scratch energy, is like, there could be someone who maybe has gotten a little bit used to certain things. And now they're just sort of expecting it from you, kind of thing. We have Sparrow here, using glide and speed drive. So with Sparrow, this is bird type, which has to do with communication, right? Birds are all about how we communicate, and it is known as the tiny bird Pokemon. So again, it feels like maybe you're only communicating a small bit of all of this fire that is within you. And with glide, it seems like maybe you're just kind of coasting, because again, things are so heavy and burdensome. There's so much going on that you're just sort of trying to get by at this moment. And with speed drive, you're trying to do it very quickly. So it's kind of like, again, it's like, and something about here, right? It's about working harder, not smarter. He could have put all of these sticks in the wagon and pulled them and then be able to see where he's going. Instead, he, you know, is being blinded and things are falling and things like that. So there's something that you're not seeing properly is what I'm getting here that's keeping you stuck. It says its reckless nature leads its Pokemon to stand up to others, even large Pokemon, if it has to protect its territory. So part of what's keeping you stuck is this, you know, a very lion-like energy, very cat-like, of sort of feeling the need to sort of protect your territory or maybe attack others. So much so, again, that it's like you're not seeing that things can kind of be done in an easier way where it's not so burdensome to you. All right. So, let's see. Yeah, perspective. So part of what I was feeling is like, right here is like arguing over whatever. But if you were able to, you know, do things a little bit, you know, working smarter, not harder, you could have people doing these things for you. But again, if you nitpick or something like that, if it's not being communicated properly, then it can't really be done here. So let's just see, like I said in the extended, what we're going to check is how to get you unstuck, and then some advice on how to heal this wound in general. Let's see what Mother Nature would like to say. And again, there is a 30-day free trial if you're interested in checking that out. We have stone people, vigilance. So stone people are like a humanoid species, basically, and you never see them. Why? Because they're vigilant. They hide from people. They make sure that they are never seen and things like that. And I feel like that's part of this. And maybe you feel the need to protect territory from things maybe that you're not seeing, but it's like you know that they're there or whatever. But also there is this aspect of, you know, royalty and things like that, of people doing things for you. You never really see them, but it gets done. And so part of it can be maybe calling in those types of soul contracts, or even, you know, fairies or whatever it is, to sort of do certain things for you rather than you having to do them for yourself. So interesting message coming through. We will, I feel like there's a card. Yeah, I'm feeling a call to this. Let's see. Okay, no, it's not that. Who is... You know what? I know exactly the deck, but it's in the other room. So I'm going to go into the extended, and I will pull the other oracle in the extended. So if you would like to follow me there, the link is in the description box below, and I'll see you there.